So again, re-ask the question, how do you extract or how do you bring a student into DegreeWorks if they are not currently in DegreeWorks? Okay, so I'm going to give you the answer, and then I want each one of you to do it both ways. There's really two ways to do it. One is through PuTTY, through the command line, and the command is banner extract student, and then the student's ID number. And to get there, you need to log into PuTTY, and to be able to sudo over into the, Jeff is a DW admin, is that, and I don't have my notes in front of me here, but.
Yeah, so that would be DW admin.
Yeah.
So maybe we can walk through it one more time, and also walk through on how to get PuTTY for those who may not have it, and also how to connect to the database.
Okay. That'd be great, especially since this is being recorded. That way we can have a reference to it.
I'll go ahead and say now the second way to do it is a lot easier. And the second way is to do it through Transit. Now that Transit is a web-based subsystem, you don't have to have anything loaded onto your PC or anything like that. You simply just need to log into Transit and run the process. So let's do the hard part first, the hardest part, and that's doing it through PuTTY and through the command line. And so does anybody have PuTTY? And then that way we can get you logged in and you'll be off the hook. But everybody's gonna have to do this. So Matthew says he has PuTTY. So you wanna go ahead and be our first one, and we're gonna make sure each one of you can do it. So don't think you're going to get out of it, put it that way. So Matthew, do you want to share your screen?
I'm going to log in from.
Okay, Jeff, you're about to say something, Jeff. I think I cut you off.
Yeah, and actually the PuTTY, the executable is out on the file share, and I'll put that out there onto the chat as to where that the executable is. And that's the nice thing about PuTTY is that PuTTY does not have to be installed. It's just something that you just execute it and it runs. So
I do have a random question. I mean, obviously I can RDP and do it, but is that something that can also be done on a Mac? Or is it only Windows?
PuTTY? Mm-hmm. PuTTY on a Mac.
It does appear that there's a download for it. I just haven't messed with it, so I didn't know.
That's a good question. Okay, let me find.
You may just need another. You'll need a different version than what Jeff probably has out there. But yeah, you can run. There's PuTTY versions for the Mac, and our DBAs a lot of them say they like the Mac version better.
I know that the Mac version is always better. No, I can RDP if I need to do that too. It just curious.
Okay, good, Matthew. Now, Jeff, you have the information for everybody.
Yeah, so let me put that into the chat also. So we're going to do 5DW. So that b5d imperial.edu, that goes into the host name. So this is going to be the 503 environment, but it works the same way for the current 415 also. And then that you have the SSH selected, so that's good. So that's about all that you need. So just click open. And it should come up
with another sharing, Matthew. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. So for that, this is what you need. Oh crap! I can type it in, but I can't remember what it is. Hold on. Oh yeah, DW admin, and it's IVC1. I think it's IVC. So that's the credentials that you'll need to put in there. Okay, good, good. Yeah.
Now, I want to interrupt Jeff for a second here. Matthew, I don't think I saw you save that. So, so make sure next time you save it, and that way you've got that URL. You don't have to remember it every time. So if everybody, if you're just doing it for the first time, make sure you save that URL out there in Putty.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. So then here, that you put in banner extract all.
I think they need a sudo. He needs a sudo first.
No, that you should be able to just run it from here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then a student, and then just pick a G number. Now I think here, can you do multiple, right?
Yep. Yeah, good. Okay, that did work. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, you can't do multiples on the actual command line, but what you can do is have an ID file, and in that file, it has to just have an IDS extension to it, and then in that file, just list all your G numbers out.
Okay. And then, so the other one would be if you were to do a staff person or advisor.
Yeah, let's go take a look. I want Matthew to go look at this output first, and it's always a good idea once you do it to go out and look at that output, so you can see the log file there, Matthew, that it created for you. So I want to take a look at that guy.
So if you want to do a more, and then just copy and paste that link, more space, and then just copy that. You can, there you go.
Okay, and what you're really looking for here is kind of right there in the middle where it says starting rad 30, and it worked. And so you happened to pick a good number, and he got extracted like we expect. So you passed this test, Matthew.
A+.
And now Jeff, Jeff, I'd continue what you were about to say about the staff. Let's go ahead and have Matthew do a staff member as well.
Okay.
Maybe himself. He could do himself.
Yeah.
For grins, Matthew, would you run that again? Just do it again. Do that same student extract.
So I think if you just do an arrow up, Matthew, I think it comes. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yo, Jeff, this will tell us right here if the hashing is working correctly.
Oh, that's true. I think it did. Well, for this one.
Yeah. So more of that. More of that log file on, Matthew. There it is at the bottom there. Okay, so you should have gotten the message. Was that the second run right there? I'm going to have to move my screen up.
I believe it is.
So you should have it should have said right there where it says total banner students processed, it should have said no data changed. And it should have gone through all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Okay. Yeah, more of that 784 log file now. Yeah. No, that's the first one. That was the first log file right there. Quit that and try that more. That's the you didn't do the latest log file. That was the first log file.
So Matthew, if you want to just do a CD space, DGW spool, all one.
Yep, there you go.
Okay, now do a LS space minus LTR. Yep. So that's going to put the latest one at the very bottom.
So more of that last one there.
That RAD 30.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, copy that. No, see how that's pulling in that old one that you're doing. Yeah. Yeah, highlight it and then right space and I'll do it. There you go.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, so that's good. See the difference there? No changes to student data.
Oh yeah.
That's what we expected to see right there. Okay, so that part's working, Jeff. So on that individual student level, and we could actually test this in prod as well. The same thing. So anyway, okay, good, Matthew. So let's do yourself now, and that's a stat. So if say you guys get a new staff member in your department, they say, can you get them into DegreeWorks? It's a similar command, but instead of saying student, you say the word staff. You type in the word staff. So it's a banner extract staff now instead of student. And maybe put your ID number if you know it.
That is my ID number.
Oh, that is you.
Oh.
Okay. Well, you know what? That's a good point that Matthew just did then. So let's take a look at that log file and then let's talk about that. So
if you do that LS space minus LTR again, and that will get you the latest. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. We'll get it more first. Edit more. Type more first. There you go. Okay. Stop right here for a second. So see at the top there, it talks about it says student ID, but it's still you. And then as you go along, it says RAD 30 setup for the staff mode, and then on down it does a staff, and it does. And on this time, it actually does something now. As opposed to your last run as a student where it said no data was changed. What it's done, it's brought you into DegreeWorks, although you already existed. So what all it did was now make you the Reg class. Remember earlier in the week we were talking about you have the Reg class, ADVX class, and the STU class. Well, that's the priority order actually as well. Reg is the highest priority, ADVX is second, STU is third. So so now if we would go into controller or Chef user mass table, you would see that Matthew, you're marked as a Reg class, whereas a few minutes ago you would have been marked as a STU class. Now if you turn around and do yourself again as a student, so if you would extract yourself as a student, and that's doable, you can do that.
So it'll overwrite my license system if I.
Well, what it's going to do, it will not change your class though. You will keep the Reg class because that is a higher priority.
Okay.
Okay. It'll bring your student data in, but you'll still be a Reg class. Now, that may not be a problem for you guys as a community college, but that is problematic sometimes for four-year schools where employees are also, particularly advisors or maybe grad students. ADVX is the second is a second level. So if you would have, and the third command here is banner extract advisor and then an ID number. If you would do that, now, Matthew, it wouldn't change your value because you're, again, higher class as Reg. But if you had just been a student, it would have made you an ADVX class. So does that make sense? You got Reg, then you have ADVX, and then Stu. That's the priority of these guys. And once you're a Reg, you're not going to get changed from Reg except if somebody manually goes in there and changes you within controller.
Now, as part of this output log, it doesn't show the filter that's being set, right?
It does not. No.
Okay. All right.
No, but you can. That's a good question. Let's make sure it doesn't see. Do we see the word Reg in there anywhere? I don't.
Yeah, I don't think I see it either.
I don't see it. Yeah. It just said Reg staff, and it knows what class it is. Does anybody remember why it knows to make you a Reg class since you did the staff extract?
Setting somewhere, I can't remember where.
There's a setting, and it's in CFG 020, Melody's favorite table.
CFG. Oh yeah.
CFG 020 banner. There's a setting in there that you set that to Reg, and there's also a setting in there for the advisor, as far as so if you run the advisor, and we'll let the next person do themselves as an advisor.
Yeah, but also here, if we could, is I always like to check the filter, especially for a staff person. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to walk through, or to have you do, I don't know. But see, also here, Matthew, if you do like a DB just by itself, I think that should drop you into, yeah, okay. Okay, so that drops you into the DegreeWorks database. So now just do a select, or here I'll put it, and then SHP_filter from SHP_user.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
_MST, where SHP_access_ID, and then put in your, and then put in your IG number. Yeah. There you go.
Semicolon.
And a semicolon. Is it semicolon?
Yeah, semicolon.
Yeah. There. Okay. So, yeah. So for staff, it's always good just to check to verify that they got the right filter. So, and so the ones who have Reg are the ones in IT and the ones in A&R and the scribers. I think all the rest are the ADVX. Yeah, the ADVX. So, okay, very good. And then here, if that filter is not correct, then then it's just a matter of doing an update that table and setting that filter to whatever it needs to be set to. If for some reason that filter is not correct. So.
Or you can go through controller. Controller will also change that filter for you. The controller tool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yep. That's kind of the preferred way, Jeff, to do it. Go through controller.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's good to know.
So why don't we let Alejandro, you're next on my screen. So you should be our next guinea pig. You want to get into PuTTY as well?
Yeah, no problem.
And then Alejandro, I'd like you to also get into controller. I don't know if you guys have that link, but I'll put it in the chat window.
I'm already there. I was
okay, great. Okay, awesome.
Matthew was checking his account. I was in control of checking the same.
Yeah, good.
Oh,
All right,
good.
you're a step ahead of us. Good. Yeah, so you see right there in
Teacher's
the
pet.
middle. Yeah, he's a curve breaker, isn't he? So good.
So here's Buddy.
Yeah, make that a little bigger if you don't mind. My eyes are old. Okay,
Well, that didn't help. I just made the window bigger.
that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so you want to do a student as well?
Does anybody have a G number?
Oh, the one I know is 00600-223.
Jose Alarcón.
You guys already forgot mine from yesterday.
Okay, let's do Melody's.
704-680, was it?
Yeah, good job. You got it.
680.
See, I guess you can teach an old dog new tricks.
Okay. So let's take a look at that log file.
And where's here it is.
You have to type more first. Okay. Okay. So good. That actually, everybody see that in the middle there where she didn't get any new changes made, which makes sense because we extracted Melody quite a few times over the week, and you guys haven't done anything in Banner, so it makes sense that she should not have gotten any changes.
Mm-hmm. Just
to prove that what I said is true, would you pull Melody up in controller now? At the bottom down there, there's a cancel.
Oh, okay.
And here you can either, you can do it that way or you can type her name. Okay. And good. See how she's still registrar?
Mm-hmm.
So even though you just extracted her as a student, it didn't change her class because registrar has the higher priority.
Right.
No, that is good to know. That's good to know.
Jeff, I like that there's a user expire date here. Maybe we can, when people are retiring and leaving, we can proactively put something in here.
Mm-hmm. You could.
Because we have a lot of room for improvement in on our offboarding processes.
Yeah, we do.
So you have until tomorrow to use DegreeWorks.
Until 4 o'clock today.
Yeah, we don't want to. Okay, good. All right, Melody, you want to go next? Why don't we pick
I can
a
try.
name?
I can try, but I didn't give. I have the controller open here. Let me share my. Oh wait, no, now I can.
And you have a Mac. So did you find?
I do, but I already RDP'd. I did, but I have to install a couple other things for it to work on the Mac first.
Okay.
And so that I figured I'd tackle that later. So I'm just RDP'd to my work machine. I have the controller open. As far as Putty, I didn't get very far. I installed this here, and then this is what popped up. And I don't know if you guys saw this. I missed it if you did.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's it.
Right? So I put in what you put in the chat, but it didn't take me to where we wanted me to go.
Okay, I tried again.
Okay, let me jump back into the chat and grab it. Is it the v5dw.imperial.edu?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Right there?
Yep. Yeah, that should be it. And now just do open.
Yeah, see, I tried that and, oh yeah, see, then this is what I got. The server's host key is not cached in this registry?
Yes, this
Okay.
says yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so just say yes. Yep. And now,
Okay.
yeah, it's now there. Put the DW admin credential that's in the chat.
Oh, that's right. Now I'm on the Windows machine, so I have to switch back to Control V. Okay. And then what was the password? Is it tuxedo?
No, it is. Okay, so what you put in as a user should be just the DW admin. If you want to kill this window and then try it again, because the password is the IVC1 VC.
Oh, up here. Got it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll tell you the same thing. I told Matthew, when you type your host name in, if you just press save, then it saves it. Press the save.
Oh, right here?
Right there, yeah, and it'll save it. So.
And then this is DW admin.
Correct. Okay, there you go.
I didn't type in. I missed the I, didn't I?
Yeah.
Oh.
I did. So, can I just go back to the login as?
I think you have to close that window and try.
Really? Okay.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's all your fault, Jeff.
Just seems like you should be able to.
I'm not a very good backseat driver. I'm not a very good backseat driver. Yeah. There you go. And then IVC1 VC. There we go. Cool.
Okay, now what? Now I can't even see because Matt stopped sharing his screen, and I was working on installing Putty while Matt was going through his round, so I didn't get to watch
that's
him.
Fine. No, that's fine. So banner extract. So if you want to do a student, so just banner extract all one word, space student, and then space the G number.
Let's pick a new student too, Melody.
I have another G number here. I have like 6 of them written down.
Okay, good.
Oh, good.
And then enter?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then if you want to grab that corner of that window at the very bottom and just kind of make it larger there. There you go.
How come it says successfully sent email?
It does send an email to me, actually. Yep.
Okay, so basically just to notify you what we're doing.
I just got that email. We could set that up as an email group, I guess, at some point. So
that'd be a good idea, like a distribution.
Yeah, yeah. So then if you do a more space, and if you could highlight that DW test admin.
From this whole thing right here?
All the way down to the log part. And then, whoop.
I just hit to copy. I don't know why it generated that.
Oh, it's okay. But then you need to go to the front and put in the more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you might have to type, backspace or arrow over.
It's frozen on me. I don't know if it's just not liking that I'm RDPing or what.
Just hit return and try it again.
Oh, okay.
It works fine with me.
And then just type in more.
Oh, rub it in, Matthew. Rub it in.
No,
And then right click. If you just press your right mouse, it'll paste it.
Look, see, I'm clicking my right mouse, and every time I do it, it moves a space forward.
Okay, maybe you didn't copy then. So you can pull it up, go up there, and then just highlight. That's all. Yeah, there you go. That's all you had to do is highlight it.
But it added the E. There we go. Oh.
Yeah,
the more is right here. Oh, this is so annoying. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Is it going to just replace over though?
We used to have to do everything like this. So.
Oh, I don't mind the command line. I think it's just dealing with the.
Putty is hard to use.
Even RDPing from a Mac is still interesting. Okay.
Okay. All right. So again, no change for this particular student.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to throw a wrench into your.
And you're saying that right here. You're saying that.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got
so
it.
No
Okay.
change
Cool.
for me. Okay. So you're in the middle of testing this student and you want to for sure force that student to get an extract. What can you do?
I don't know. What can I do?
Okay, so I'm gonna put in the chat room.
Oh, let me see. I just try to see if we go to it was the option under transcript, run jobs, and manner student extract. Is that one?
I'm not sure where are you on transit?
Yeah, transit and.
Yeah, well, and it's not going to work for you either because you have to set this RAD 11 force variable. And unfortunately, there's no way to do that within transit, but you can do it in the command line. And so Melody, you've got to put the word export in before that. So if you can just left arrow over there. It should, yeah, just type in the word export space. There you go, and hit return. Okay, now rerun your banner extract. You can do that. Yeah, the up arrow will get you there. If you just do your up arrow a couple of times. Do it again, do it again, do it again, right there.
There, right?
And hit return. And now let's take a look at this log file.
And so for the rest of you, what that export's doing is creating a local variable, and now setting it to all.
So why is DAP 22R11 obsolete?
What that is there's a variable that's getting set within the DAP22 call, and that's the variable that they say is obsolete. I don't know why they don't remove that error message. That's been in there for years. So
okay.
It's just a variable, not the actual DAP22 itself. So okay, you want to take a look at this log file?
Can I just hit up? Can I just arrow again? Or did I not type
No,
it
it's
in
going to be a different log file number.
Okay.
So, I mean, you could just type these things, just type more and then copy it.
Where is it? This
And
right
if you just
here.
highlight it and then right click, you don't have to do anything. Oops.
Yeah, see?
Do the whole thing and now right click, it'll stick it in there for you. Okay. Okay, now see the difference there, right there at where it's calling band student number 1 for student, and now it actually did it. So that was the difference from what the first time you ran it till now. Now it did go out to Banner and grab the student's data.
So Jeff, was this like, we had that one student where we had some kind of funky class come over. They just didn't load right. It was weird. So you removed it and reloaded it. Was this what you did, or is that different?
Oh, there has been occasion where I would delete the student, although I'm not sure how much that helps, but I would delete and then do a banner extract on that student. But I think doing this force is probably better because that probably does that same thing.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, do you know when we're in the test system, so let's make this student an advisor now.
Ooh. Okay, how do I do that?
Okay. So it's an extract again. So you just quit out of here.
I just put a Q, or just hit the Q. There you go.
So again, it's the banner extract command. And instead of saying student, say advisor.
I have a question about the RAD 11 force.
Uh-huh.
I have on my notes, and I don't know if I understood correctly, that it will continue to import everything until it's turned off.
It will continue to export everything until she logs off.
Oh, she logs off. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good question. Good comment. So So like if you, Alejandro, if you logged in right now, the export variable would not be turned on. It's only for Melody in her current session.
Okay, got it.
So yeah,
Then-
that's a good thing.
So do banner extract space, advisor space, and then the ID number?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's it,
Same
okay.
format. Mm-hmm.
And
it
then
would,
enter?
yeah. Mm-hmm. And Alejandro, since you're in controller, would you go ahead and check to see, let's pull this student up in controller.
I have
And-
controller open right here too.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. Okay. Well, before you do that, let's check your log file. And,
Okay.
and that's a good practice. Every time you do it from the command line, check your log file.
I should have typed in more first, right?
Yeah.
Because then I could do it. I liked that whole select and then right click. Definitely
Yep.
seems efficient.
Yeah. Okay. So you can see there that that they did the advisor.
Okay, so now you're saying then would check the controller.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So pull that person up in controller.
Should just be able, oh, there it goes.
There we go. Okay. And move down a little bit. And there's
Yeah,
her.
there it is, advisor
there's-
without exceptions.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And if you would have looked a few minutes ago, it would have said a student right there. Okay.
Good.
Neat.
Okay. All right. So Betsy, it's your turn, and good job, Melanie. You passed. So Betsy, I want you to get into Putty, but I'm going to have Betsy do it the other way, and that's through Transit. Okay. And Melody, if you have another student, could you put it in the chat window for Betsy? So Betsy, if you can share your screen, I'd like you to get into Transit, like you were the other day. And
I'm gonna share my screen. Can you see it?
yep. Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to,
You're in Putty, so that's good. So let's go ahead and get into Transit. There's Transit, and Betsy is right on it. She's right at RAD 30.
yeah,
Remember, RAD 30 is the program, so good deal. So select that. And here you can enter the ID number. So you can, so Melody put an ID number in chat, yeah. And you can hit return or add SIS. Now here, you could do multiple ones. So if you had another student, you could put another student here and you could just keep adding IDs all you want. And actually, this is what I had my staff do. This was the old version of Trans, but it worked the same way. We were the kind of school that if you walked in breathing, like that last day of registration, we took you. Because, we wanted the students. And so I would have them just have a Transit window pulled up, because there would be a line of them, get all their IDs, do it for about 30, 45 minutes, and then process them all and then send them all over to advising, and then they would have DegreeWorks available for them. And then the next group would come. So, so this is my suggested way you do it. So next time you get this, a student that's not pulled in, I just do it through Transit here. But I'm glad we all saw it in the Putty window as well. So go ahead and press launch here. And what it's going to do is then pop you over to the Manage Jobs tab. And here in a minute, and look at there, those are still in cleanup. Jeff, that was one thing I was going to ask you about. We probably ought to go ahead and truncate that table. That DAP results detail table here in test, and try to fix that situation. Okay, all right, we'll talk about that later though. Not that one to be the top one there, Betsy. So that one right there, and so go ahead and press the eyeball there on the log file, and this should look exactly like what we saw with everybody else's, when they did the more, it's going to be just like, it's going to be this file right here. This is what we're mooring. So we see all the student information, and you see there that this particular student had no changes there at the top where it says no. There's no way to do a RAD 11 export within Transit. So if it's the case where you have to go out and do that, you've got to do it from the command line. But this is a quick, normally you're not going to have that flag set. You would just do it from right here in Transit.
No.
Okay. This is the easy way to do it. So Betsy, you kind of got the easy way out. You were doing a lot of Transit work the other day, so I figured you were.
Yeah. But that is it. I mean, I just remember that we have a job that said banner extract, so that's why I was wondering if there's always another option.
You can also do a staff extract and an advisor extract from within Transit. So let's close this out. Just press your X there. And then let's go back to you'll have to move your window up to the top, and then we'll go back to the job submission tab. You have to go all the way to the right hand side to move your you've got your window right there. So let's go to run jobs, and now we want to let's extract yourself as a staff member. So go ahead and select that, and you should see extract staff. Okay. So put in your ID here if you know it. And hit launch. And so what Betsy's doing right here is that's exactly the same as typing in banner extract staff and her ID number. Again, a little bit simpler to do it through here than do it through the command line. So if you want to, looks like we hit it twice, but that's okay. It's up at the top up there is where you'll have to refresh yourself. Yeah, these should not take very long to run. So let's look at the log file here, and keep on moving down a bit. And it looks like you got processed as a staff, so you're good to go. Okay, that makes sense to everybody?
Yes, it's really simple.
Okay. All right, so Alfonso, your turn. Now I'm going to throw a wrench in you as well. What I want you to do is to delete a student out of DegreeWorks.
Okie dokie.
And so this is kind of like the extra credit problem, because we really didn't talk about deleting an ID yet. So if you want to go ahead, and Betsy, if you'll turn off your sharing and let Alfonso share his screen. And
I had my hand raised.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
Just a quick point of clarification, or just a question, refresh my memory, because I did like your idea how you have the window open and you were importing students as you were seeing them, so that by the time they got over to a counselor, they could be seen. Jeff, right now, nightly, we load our students, but at what point? So let's say they do an application in that morning, they're in Banner, so the very next day they're in DegreeWorks, or what's the turnaround time on that?
Well, so right now the way the SQL is set up is it's pulling in those who are registered. So that SQL, I'm thinking, needs to be expanded to merge in those who are coming in on the application table.
Yeah, because they usually see a counselor and build an ed plan before they register, ideally.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay.
and that the reason that SQL is the way it is because we were just trying to see how that would run last night. But that does need to be expanded, that SQL. Yeah, so that's a very good point.
I'm going to make a note of that, Jeff. We need to make sure expand to pull in applicants.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Jeff.
Well, and with that, we'll need to determine how far back within the application table do we want to merge in those IDs. You know, like maybe a week or 2 weeks or something. Anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Okay, thanks.
All right, thank you. Sure.
Otherwise, Melody, there would be the next day. They should be in the next day. If they applied yesterday and you've got your SQL working like you need it to be, they should be in DegreeWorks the next day. You guys are probably like us, though. There's always those walk-ins at the last minute. And our advisors wouldn't even look at a student unless they were in DegreeWorks.
Yeah, well, for ours, they usually won't see them unless they have an ID number, so they do have to be in Banner, which I think right now we have at least an hour turnaround time once they do the application, right? About an hour. How often do we run that job?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the window would still be smaller, but obviously right now, that's why we're getting so many requests of missing students if it's not until they're registered. So that makes sense.
Yeah, and I guess we could look at trying to open it up to the advisors. I don't know, to bring in those
maybe the coordinators.
maybe. Yeah, but I'm kind of fearful because there's some of those who are not very tech.
That's what I'm saying. Well, but at least that reduces your pool. So okay. Anyways, thanks, sir.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Alfonso.
All right.
So have you gotten putty loaded?
I have another emulator if that works. I'm in there right now. Can I share?
So if you want to share your screen, let's see what your putty situation looks like. Ah, you're in. Okay, good. And you've got some nice colors for us. Okay. So I haven't got a chance really to talk much about the way you delete a student in here. I'm going to put the command in the chat window. It's basically the same way. But it's okay, making it easy on our old eyes. So, good. So let's use that same one that Melody and Betsy pulled in, and let's delete him now. So in the command is there in the chat window. It's banner extract, delete ID, and then the student's ID number.
Shit. My next are delete ID. Well, but do I need to go? Let me see. So can I do it anywhere?
You can do it anywhere.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Papa.
Oh,
Well, now that's not a good thing there. Hang on, so what you just did, you started off. Hold on.
Okay.
You might want to try to kill this, Jeff. Let's take a look at that log because it's going to use more of that log file real quick because it's going to try to delete everybody. But we're in
How
test.
did you get that cool teal background? That looks so awesome.
Well, I'm not using putty. I'm using some Terra term. I've always
Okay.
used.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Well, I guess you can change the color on any using any emulator.
Okay, Alfonso, can you let's take a look at that log file real quick because just more of that guy.
That's a 905L.
No, well, it's going to be in the DGW's full directory. You have to CD to there.
Okay.
So you can just say CD to DGW's full. You can't have the LS there.
So that under that.
No, you've got LS. Just type CD.
Yes, the DG.
Yes, CD space DGW's full.
That's what I did.
Yeah, you had LS in there before. Okay, and then do an LS dash, LRT or. Okay, so let's take a look at that last one there and see what we did. Okay. Okay, good. All right. So it didn't do anything. So all right. Alfonso's command line was banner extract, delete ID, and then it was the second parameter was blank. Okay. And so with that, when you don't have an individual student ID or an ID file as your second parameter, it's looking for that SQL, that default SQL called banner delete IDs.SQL. And so we want to just do one student at a time. So instead of typing in, or instead of hitting return, get back to your command line, get out of here. And now you can be there, that's fine. So go ahead and do banner extract, delete ID, and then we want to do the ID that is in the chat window, G00 765588. Okay. All right. So that'll delete just that one student.
Yeah.
You may never have to do this, but it's just, I just wanted to show you this command. All right, so now let's take a look at that log file. Oh, okay. And so you can see delete ID is an option, and it goes along at down there at the bottom, total ID codes deleted 1. Okay. And so now
this, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, so this delete, it takes them out of the ship master table, right? I mean, does it delete their plans and audits and all that?
I believe it does. I think it deletes everything. Let's take a look though. Why don't we take a look at that real quick? That's a good question. I'm going to write down his ID number so it'd be easy to look. Okay, so let's. We're gonna really make you stretch a little bit, Alfonso. So let's get back to the command line, and if you'll remember earlier that Jeff showed Alejandro how to get into the database. So if you'll do the same thing, and the command is db. Yep. Okay. And you guys remember, and now we're in SQL developer right here.
Oh,
so
okay,
remember yesterday there was that table that has a summary of all of their audits, and it's DAP audit detail. So let's look for, let's do a select, and we can just say star. That'll tell us if it exists. From DAP audit detail.
That's DPA, what?
DAP. Yeah. Underscore audit, underscore DTL, where DAP underscore student ID underscore ID. I think that's right.
It's STU only.
STU ID or STU
No,
underscore?
DAP underscore STU underscore ID.
Okay. All right. I can remember. STU underscore ID. Okay. Equals that last guy you did, G00765588 in semicolon. Okay. Okay. So the answer is no, Jeff. It's all still out there then. So all it really did was get them out of SHEP user mass.
Oh, okay. Good. Okay.
And let's confirm that. Why don't you do the same thing is select star from SHEP user mass.
That's
SHP underscore user. Whoops. Underscore MST. MST. Where SHEP access ID. I think it's access underscore. Access ACC.
access.
Access. You can't understand my Texas, can you?
Access.
Access.
I think that's what it is.
Oh, success.
Yeah, is that you want to hear my mother talk. I mean, she has a really deep Texas.
Same ID number, G007655,
Oh.
2 5s and then 2 8s. Okay, so the answer to your question, Jeff, it just takes it out of SHEP user mass, which is probably a good thing.
Okay, good.
Okay, so put them back in there now, Alfonso. Let's extract them again.
Same ID?
Well, now it's same ID, but now instead of delete ID, what do we want to do? We want to just give it the word student. So we took him out, now we're putting him back in. So it's something you probably never do, but.
So that's banner extract student and then the ID.
Yep.
Okay, enter. Email sent.
Okay, let's take a look at that log file now.
He's back on the user mass table.
Back in, yep. So that's more of that log file. Or VI, that log file. Or you can do that. Yep, yeah, that'll work. Yep, so he's in there. Okay, everybody follow that? Well, we just, all of those things.
Yeah, that was really good.
The only thing that I noticed is with the log, he didn't highlight the whole path. He just highlighted the file name and was able to still execute that. So
yeah, when you're in that directory, you're able to do that.
Cool.
You know, he had CD'd over there to that directory, so he could do just the file name itself.
Ah, okay.
Okay, good. And so you'll probably never do a delete ID, but I wanted you to see it anyways, just to. I think I heard Jeff mention that you at some point in time did some of that. So, okay. Any questions or anything on all that?
Okay. All right.
I thought if to have the entire team here, which is kind of hard to do at times, is I was going to walk through on how to check the variables, because before you did that export and the force, and there's a way to check that. Now it's just going to walk through.
Yeah, go ahead. Why don't you take over with him?
Okay.
He's
Alfonso,
if you want to use him, yeah.
Yeah. So Alfonso, if you want to just do a quit here to get, now no, to keep sharing, but, or I can share. Or I'll share.
To quit to go home?
What's that?
You want me to quit to go home?
Nice try. We're all going to go. Yeah. So all of us are coming over to your house for lunch.
Yeah.
More than welcome.
All right. So let me share my screen and I'll just do it real quick.
Fire up, Alfonso.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So earlier, it was put into the chat to do the export force. Let me see, where's the chat? Oh yeah, there it is. This command here. And since I got everybody here, maybe just, so if you do a EMV, EMV, what this command does is it puts out all of the variables that are currently active with this login. So if I do EMV, all of these are variables that are currently active within the session. So if we do that export force, and then we do EMV again, it should show that RAD 11 force. And it does it in alphabetical order. So here is that RAD 11 force. And so if at any time that you want to check to see if this is set, or if you want to set it and then check it, that's a good little command to check your variables that are set. Another useful variable, let me see, where is it? Where DegreeWorks is to show is it shows which test instance that is connected to. And so, let's see. Okay, so yeah, so this one here. So this one shows that the DegreeWorks database is currently linked to the Dev9 test banner test. So that's a good way to check which test instance or database that it's connected to. Alrighty. Anyway, so that's all I wanted to share.
So on the daily import that it's importing all records, could it be possible that somewhere the RAD 11 force is like turned on?
That's what I was wondering too.
That's a really good question. I was thinking that same thing. I wonder if, let's, Jeff, while you're on, why don't we jump over to production and let's run a couple of extracts and see what happens.
Okay. So, all right.
Do your EMV variable there.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's just check that. And actually, another good command is EMV, and grep is like a filter. So if you do a grep force, it should filter for that. Yeah, so it doesn't show it to be set, and that we can actually verify it here. Yeah, so that RAD force is not set currently.
So let's extract a student here and see what happens.
Melody, do you have another D number?
I do. 758629.
758629. Okay. That one did. Do more.
That's interesting that it went twice.
So, paste. So it did do the DAP 22, I think.
Yeah, I did. So go down a little more. Let's see if it's what it's saying. See, it's saying that rad aid hash and rad applicant hash every time. Okay, do it again. Do another extraction again.
Yes, let's check. 758629. Yep. No. Yeah, so it does. So it does appear to be doing it again because it's taking longer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it should have come just right back again.
And there's that email twice again.
That may, now think about it, you may have two different sends of an email. Maybe it's the DAP22 and the RAD 30 emails. See, same thing.
Yeah, so it did again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's without. Okay, so what? Okay, so what if we do unset? What is that? Where's the chat? Where's my chat? What's that variable?
RAD 11 force.
Oh yeah, RAD 11. RAD 11 force.
Mm-hmm.
So unset. So that one should force that to not be used.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do another. Nope. It's still going to run it through the DAP 22.
Hang on 1 second. Let me take a real quick screenshot.
Okay.
And this right here is what we could put in a ticket. It's saying, but I wanted to check one more thing before we stop. But I mean, this is the problem right here. This is your nightly problem. For some reason, RAD aid hash and RAD applicant hash are getting changed every time. Okay. Let's look at the banner extract.config file. You'll have to just do a locate there for that. I'm not sure where it's located. All one word, banner extract.config.
Oh, it's in the admin common.
Common, okay. Now, this file is what's on controller in the new version, but it's in the database. I mean, in the system in this particular version. Right. So let's VI that thing. And let's try to find, okay, RAD aid. All right, I'm going to go back to that manual I was talking about earlier, that BIF guide. And I didn't see in the guide where that's coming from. So in your file there, Jeff, that you have open in that banner extract, just look for aid, AID.
I'm sorry, look for what?
Aid, AID, like aid, like financial aid.
Ah, okay. Nope.
Not found, huh?
Yep. No.
Okay, so I think that's what we need to put a ticket in to say, you know, we can include this screenshot that I took that every student's getting extracted every time because those hash values are changing.
Right. Right. Okay. And I can put in a ticket.
Okay. You know, let's do something here. While you're in here, go ahead and go into the DegreeWorks database from here, the DB command, and let's go. Let's search that. It's rad aid underscore HSH. I'll put it in the chat with a rad underscore aid underscore HSH. And for that particular student.
Where's my chat window?
Yeah, that's kind of hard to find if you get your screen shared.
Usually you have to click on more and just open the chat. It'll pop up in a little box off to the side if you're sharing.
It's not popping up.
When you click on the more, the 3 dots in the little panel,
Yep, and if there's a chat.
and then there should be a chat button. When you click on that, it's popping up somewhere. Maybe it's hidden.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to move my windows around a little bit to find it.
Yeah, you may have to minimize. Sometimes I just have to close my save or my screen share. And
Yeah, but so you're RDPing too, Jeff. So, but is your Zoom on your main computer or on your RDP'd computer?
Oh, it's on my main. It's on my,
That's why. So I
It's on
had
my-
to, so since I RDP'd, I actually had to minimize, shrink my window for the RDP so that I could still see my main computer window too. Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Oh, okay. So it's maybe, yeah. Let me. RADID. Okay. Thank you, Alex. Okay. So this. Just so I do.
I'm not sure.
Do you want to do a start?
Yeah, let's just see what's in there real quick. I think it's just going to be in like ID and value. Okay, so clear that. Let's look for.
Yeah, let me do. Come on.
Oh, you can do it in Toad. That might be easier.
Yeah. Yeah. So this one's production. Should be. Come on. All right, come on. Yeah, there's a few entries in there.
Well, there should be one for every student.
Oh,
You can
okay.
do a Control C to quit that.
There we go. Yeah.
So there it is, right there. And what we can do. Let's look for that one student in particular. That rat. So it'd be a rat ID.
What was it?
AID, and then
AID, HSH, was it?
Yeah, yeah. Rat ID.
ID?
No aid. You don't have to put aid. Just rat ID.
What was it?
I don't remember which one. You could exit out of there and yeah, do up arrow. There it is.
5869.
75869.
758. Isn't that a song? 758-629.
Really close.
Close. Yeah.
Oops. Okay, so it's got batch ID, bridge date,
There's
9:30.
That's
Yep,
doing a date. Yeah.
That's
Look at there. The hash value is blank though.
Oh,
Why is that?
Oh yeah, but like most of them.
It should have something in there.
Oh.
Do this. Do that same thing. Instead of saying aid hash, do student hash.
STU.
I'm sorry, rad underscore student underscore hash.
Okay.
All one word, student. I mean, all spelled out, student. Yeah, do that. Yeah, see, that's what you should see, something like that.
Oh, okay.
And it looks like students working. So I think you could add that in your ticket that the rad hash value for that table is blank. What should happen is when you run the extract and it finds it calculates a number of for our hash value, it then should, as part of their extract, it should write it back into here.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, yeah, so I can put in a ticket. Yeah. Unless you want to.
It usually works better when you guys do it. They listen to y'all more than they listen to us.
Okay. All right, let me do that.
That's the rad aid hash. And it looks like you've got the same problem with the rad applicant hash.
Yeah, let's. Is that the same table, or do you know?
It's a rad applicant hash. Applicant spelled out. I bet you're going to see the same. Rad. Oh, I'm sorry. No A. That second A doesn't in there. It's APPLICNT. No A right there. Yeah. Underscore hash.
Yep, same thing.
Same
Yep.
thing.
Huh, interesting.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Y'all want to take a quick break here? 10:05, 10:03.
Yeah, sounds good.
I'll send you that screenshot of. Well, it might be easier for you to take your own screenshot there, Jeff, from your banner extract log file, and I just make a copy of that there at the end, where it has all of the. Yeah, you can run it again. You run it again and get it again. But there at the end where it has all the hashing values.
Yep.
So we'll say 12:20. We'll come back at 12:20 or 10:20. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Grab
There at
this.
the bottom of this one. Right there. Copy that right there.
Yeah. Shut.
Okay. I'll pause everything. All right, everybody back?
Physically, yes.
Well, I only have a couple of more things to talk about, and then it's kind of going to leave it up to you guys if there's anything else you want to go over. The two things that I want to still hit upon is the localization of transit. We mentioned it a little bit the other day, and wanted to show you how you can remove some of those things in transit that you probably don't want, like the colleague extracts, that kind of thing. And then how you can also change the wording, which is kind of a neat new feature of transit. So not sure how which users are using it, but hopefully more will start with being able to modify it like this. And then the other thing is just to think about what you want to do with this DAP results detail table that's so big, and look at it in prod and see what it looks like there as well. So
yeah, probably then truncate it and just start fresh.
I think that'd be the way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so kind of just to go through that right now. I don't know why you don't really need anything in there, especially if the only report that you guys are running off of it now are those CPOS reports. You're not really running it yet, anyways.
Right, exactly.
I just go ahead and truncate both DAP result detail and DAP res class detail.
Okay.
And in both prod and test.
And test. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No reason.
I fully agree, because I think we need to revisit at some point the CPA setup, and just just maybe dial that in a little bit.
If it would be helpful if we could clean out that table and then run CPA a couple of times so we can show the table getting populated again. That it's always a big help when you can kind of see what we're talking about. Yesterday we were kind of hamstrung in that we only got to it never did clean out like we wanted it to. So
right. Okay.
I don't know how long it would take to truncate that thing, but
let me do it right now.
Do it in test. Why don't you fire it off and test, and let's go off and talk about the other thing, and then maybe we can come back to it, and maybe by then it'll be done. So. Okay. All right. So as mentioning, transit is you can do some things to transit now that you could sort of do it in the past, but you can do it a lot easier now, and it makes it more user friendly, as well as takes away some of these things that your users really shouldn't be running. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and then log into transit. Let me find the share button. All right. And so now I'm going to log into transit. Oh wait, I couldn't get into transit the other day. I haven't been able to log into transit yet. So let's see if some miraculous
thing that's
has
right.
fixed that.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't understand why I can't get in, but you guys can get in.
Yeah, and plus to have you be able to get into those other things.
Yeah.
And why transit itself is causing that issue, I don't know.
And I don't know what your setup is. I know on some firewalls, I've got so the way I get on the internet is I've got an antenna that goes through, that provider. And apparently my IP address is not static. And so I've had issues with some firewalls that doesn't like a non-static IP address. But I don't know if I would assume some of you guys would have the same problem, because y'all are probably all going through IP VPNs if you're working from home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep. So,
I guess let me get you to log into it, Jeff, or somebody else. If not, somebody else wants to log into transit, let me unshare.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I can do it. Let me see. Yeah, hold on just a second. Okay, sorry about that. Let's do transit.
Okay. Okay, so just show the pull down menu, and I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about here. So you got all of these colleague things out there. You don't really need any of those. And then also the one rad UCX extract, that one right there, rad 36. I really recommend taking that guy out as well.
Okay.
So you've got those are really the things that I would recommend we take out. And so there's two steps here. One is you can take out items in here based on keys, kind of like we've done everything else based on having those keys or not having those keys. Okay. And then also you can change the wording here to what it says. And so you may want to, like on RAD 30 or DAP 22, you may want to highlight, you can't change the font or the color, but you could, put it, capitalize it or something like that, or, and maybe even like on the web login, do something along those lines. So, so let's first of all move, get rid of those accesses to the colleague, and I'll show you how to do that. So, if you will have transit open, also open, I'm sorry, controller open.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep. Let me just bring up separate window.
And at the same time, I'm going to look at your ship config file to make sure you've got so much into ship config.
So I do have a call coming up, separate call.
Okay.
In about 30 minutes.
Okay.
But somebody else can take over.
Okay. Okay. And so did you start that truncation of the DAP result detail, Jeff?
They are actually done.
It's done? Okay. Well, why don't we plan on this afternoon then? We'll spend all afternoon talking about that, talking about more on the CPA stuff.
Okay. Yeah, so I think those are done.
DAP result.
Oh, DAP.
DAP underscore result.
So,
hey, how did you just do that backspace when you got those controls H's out there? I have that same problem on our system.
Oh, I do a delete. Yeah, the delete key works.
The delete key? I'll have to try that on our. I noticed you get that. I get that as well.
Oh.
No S on result.
Yep.
Good. Okay. All right. Then maybe we should be able to do something. Yeah. So I'll play around with it at lunch and get some in there. Okay.
Yep. And also that's true for the res, for the res class also.
Okay. Okay. That's going to make things work a lot better now. Okay. So in controller, go to groups, and it's best to put this in your group area. Do you have a TRAN? Just type in T and let's see if you have a TRAN group. Maybe T. Okay, it is TRAN. Okay. All right. So TRAN ban is like the main banner user. Let's see. You guys are getting put into, I'm looking at your shep config. If see if it's automatically putting you into which one of those groups. No, it's not. Okay, so we're doing it by, okay, so let's go to trend. Okay, that's trend band. Yeah, okay. So make that a little bigger if you will. Okay. That's good. All right, so go down some. And it looks like this one, what I'm looking for is a key called TR all. And that is really, it's all of the, you get all of the extracts if you have that, or all of the commands basically, if you have that one. Looks like you don't have it in that one. Jump out of that one and go to tran reg now. So you have to go at the bottom, cancel, and go to tran reg.
Oh, yeah, there it is. The
bottom there. Okay. All right. So this one has.
Yeah, I don't see all.
Okay.
In there.
So jump to your username now. Or DGWMGR. Yeah, jump to there. You can just type in DGWMGR.
Oh. Oh yeah.
Okay. Let's see what they have. Okay, good. So you go down. Okay. Keep going.
Yeah, so there's a trend on.
Okay, so there's your tran all right there.
And the trend run. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's remove the tran all. And we may want to look at someone else on your team, maybe Betsy's access or something to see what, because really, in fact, why don't you pull up Betsy's, see what her access. Now, wait a minute. Now, Betsy, were you logging in? Everybody was logging in as DGWMGR though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, so what I'm going to suggest here, Jeff, and hang with me, is that you remove that tran all, and then add tran reg as the group, as a group.
Okay.
Okay. So that'll get rid of all of the jobs. So go ahead and say delete, and then so add as a user group tran reg. So go down a little bit. Go down, and it's okay. You already have those. So you already have those groups. Okay,
yeah,
so you're good to go with that. So save that. Log out of transit and back in of transit over there on the left. And log back in and see what it gives you. Okay, so now you don't see all of the colleague. Yeah. And then the other, so if you'll go back up, you still see the UCX extract. That would be one you might want to take out of tran reg and tran ban. Also, then on the, and I'd go ahead and just take them out, take that out right now. So over there in the groups right there. Yeah, if you'll go to groups. And look at this. We'll have to look at both of them since you're in both of them. Yeah, hit tran. You can just hit tran and it'll show them all.
Oh yeah, sorry.
That's fine. And you go ahead and edit that one. Okay. That's okay. It's out there. That's fine. You can pick it from there. Okay. So let's edit tran ban and tran reg.
And this one right here. Mm-hmm. The IUCX.
Yep.
And I think there's another one. This one too, right?
BTS is okay. I mean, that's not that's really the main one right there.
Okay.
So save that. and now do tran reg as well. And it may not be in there.
I don't see it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Now in this one, I would go ahead and add rad 30. So let them do a rad 30 and a DAP 22. And so I think it's TR rad 30, I believe.
TR rad 30.
I think that's what it is. There it is.
Oh, TR rad 30.
T rad, yeah. So right up there, that one right there, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, save that. All right, so what we've just done, so now what I would recommend is that your staff have access to the tran reg, I'm sorry, to the tran ban, that's kind of, your staff have access to really both tran ban and tran reg. And then the registrar staff only have access to tran reg. And that'll give them access for transit, but then fewer things that they can mess up with.
Okay.
So that's part one. That's setting that up for you. And then just real quickly, let me talk about, does that make sense, first of all, to everybody? Are we good with that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then you can also change the wording. And I know, Jeff, you may have to go if you want. We could give, this will be in Composer. So, maybe Melody, if you have access to Composer, this would be a good reference for you.
So let's say somewhere down the road that we do decide to open it up to end users to access this. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if we will or not. Then can you dial this in pretty tight to where, like in your case, where at the other school, that you have people on your staff who would go in and do the extract on students?
Yeah, okay. It's right there, Jeff. So you could do a group, and the group's already set up. So I just use the one that I already have, the tran reg, or add a new group and just give them access to rad 30 and DAP 22, and that's it. So
that's it. Okay.
Yeah, just give them access to that, and
okay,
that's all they can do then, and that's kind of the way we set it up. So.
Okay. I'm logged into Composer, but I had to do it as DegreeWorks manager. I don't have it on my particular profile yet in test.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to log off.
Okay.
Stop sharing, and then you guys.
Okay.
Continue.
And we'll probably only go about another 30 minutes or so, Jeff. And then let's plan on this afternoon, spend the whole afternoon working more on CPA now that database is in better shape.
Okay, so maybe start around 12:30, 12:45 or so, or what?
Okay, that's fine. That's fine with me.
Okay.
We'll start at 12:30. 12:45? Okay, 12:45.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Okay, so Melody, you're in Composer. What we're going to do here, while you're on, Melody, let's go ahead and get into Transit as well.
Okay.
So you've got both up.
I have the controller open too.
Yeah.
Over here.
Okay, so go back to Transit. I want to just kind of show you what our end game is. What I want to do is, select a report. Let's go to the top report, admin. Let's do the admin. What I want to show you how to do now is change the wording on these things. And what we're going to do is for web restart there, we're going to make it, we're going to make that capitalized and put some asterisks there. That's an important tool for you guys to have. We'll do the same for web logon.
Okay, so do I need to select that first?
Not yet. I just wanted to show you what we're going to do. So,
cool.
Okay, so if you go back to Composer. All that's stored in a message file, kind of like what we looked at yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So under language properties is where you get to the message files. And you can see, you can kind of figure out what all the different message files are based on the description there. Look for one that says transit.
Transit messages, this one?
Yeah. So there's 2 of them there. I think it's the transit job messages that we want to modify. And same concept here. It'll
Copy over.
You copy it in, right? And I think we can just edit it right here. We don't have to pull it into anything. So if you want to, what we're going to look for on the, and if you click inside the box there, you can do like a Control F for a find. And let's find web restart. We'll start with that one.
There it is.
Okay, so there it is right there. That's the title. And so let's make that all capitalized. And I think you just have to retype it. Maybe put some yeah, and maybe put some asterisks or something about it. And now let's move down. It should be, or move. Let's do the same with DAP restart. That's the other tool. It's right above you there. It's yeah, a couple of lines above you. And then all the way down there at the bottom on 56, let's do weblog on, same thing. So, and all this is a little eye candy for you to quickly, your eyes go to that, because those are the tools you guys are going to use. Okay, and same concept, save it and enable it. And now it puts it into play. So go back to transit and log off and back on. So you have to actually, it works best if you over there on the right, yeah, right there, move over to the left a little bit.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, to actually sign out.
Aha, there they are.
Yeah, so just you know, and you can do that on any of those things in there. So if you find your users, you know, wanting to do, you know, like the RAD 30, that's an important one. You know, that's where you can change those. And if you'll go back to Composer just to show you.
So this is not in alphabetical order, it looks like, because the views and everything up here. Otherwise, I was thinking, well, what if I wanted these to show up first in the pick list? Do I have to
they're not in alphabetical order, so I think you can. I think try it. Let's try it. Why don't we?
So
it was in Composer.
Yeah, I have to scroll up here. Here we go.
There it is. Okay. Yeah, try moving those around a little bit.
So it's just hopefully just that easy. Sounds too easy though. I'm not holding my breath. No.
Yeah, and it may be based on that choice value there. Let's see how that choice one, choice two. Do one and do that, and let's just see what happens. I've never tried that before, but it seems logical.
It does. But Banner's not always logical, so. Or
yeah, DegreeWorks is anything but logical. That's for sure.
No.
No, they kept it by that number. Yeah.
It did.
Yeah, well.
Well, it was worth a shot.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said to go into Controller or Composer?
Composer. So I just wanted to kind of look around show you those other ones. So if you'll go, move up to the top, go back to List Language Properties up there. So you can do the same thing like with scribe messages or you know, later on when you guys start using the planner, all those are right here. So really just kind of wanted you to be aware of some of the power here in that. So So like a lot of people, like right here, if you'll look at when they log in, you might want it to say, instead of Lucian DegreeWorks Scribe,
Like right here.
IVC, DegreeWorks Scribe or something like that. And that's
cool.
Same concept. You copy it over.
Oh, that's right. Duh. I was like, it's not working. That's
make
why.
the change. So,
like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So now when they see it, they're gonna, your users are gonna see, oh, this is pretty cool. Who did that? So,
that is cool.
Now, are you comfortable with the localizations we talked about yesterday? If you'll go back to the managed properties, and mainly for the responsive dashboard, I wanted to, if you.
So just home here? There we go.
No, back to where you. Well,
it's still in language properties?
Well, yeah, it's back there. So the responsive dashboard, if you see on the right, if you'll kind of look where it says responsive dashboard right there, right? So that message properties.
To my right. Where I still
on the right hand, it's like we're under that description.
Oh, my other right. My other right. Okay.
Yeah. So you see
right
label,
here.
Yeah. So
dashboard messages.
Right. Now if you're and hold on before and let's go back there again. Now the one right below that, the labels and messages in the dashboard servlet, that's actually for the classic dashboard. So let's click on that. And let's see if there's anything in here. This is where the titles at the top of the page and all can be changed. So like if you didn't want it to say history, like on line 48 there, if you wanted it, that's that history. Our student search is another good one. Yeah, you can change. This is where you would change those type of things.
And this is where we also the credits versus units kind of conversation.
You could, yeah, right. You could change it in here as well. Now I think that was actually hard coded on L system right now, but it could be. This is where, think of this as kind of like those SHEP scripts where it was along the top and the left hand side. A lot of these messages come into play on there.
Okay.
Move on down. Let's see what else you may see there. There's the GPA calculator.
Oh, there's a label.
Yeah. Yeah. If you were using
GPA calculator. Huh.
Yeah. So same concept. You make your edits, you enable it, and then they see it. So.
Neat.
Okay.
Easy enough.
Yeah, and just go back to list language. Go back to the home, I guess, again one more time. Let's go all the way to home, and just remember this is where all the XSL, the CSS files, and the SHEP scripts are stored here as well. So nothing on the system anymore except those that one file that SD header frame file that we looked at. So, okay.
Cool.
Everybody good with all that?
Yep.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and just break now. I know it's a little early, but this afternoon we'll start back up at 12:45, and we're going to spend more time talking about the CPA. I know we kind of glossed over that a little bit yesterday, and the fact that the database was so full. We couldn't get rid of Melanie's data out there because it was so full. And what I'm going to do today is modify that one table that, remember, CFG 020 results, flip some switches on and off, run an audit, and show you what records get created based on that. So this should hopefully help you get more of a ground on how the CPA works. Okay, DAP results detail is what we're going to be looking at. So, okay, any questions or anything? Nope. Okay, well, we'll see you guys at 12:45 then. So have a good lunch.
Okay, see you later.
I'm going to stop the